What's up guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the escape room head case in Rancho, Cucamonga, California. There's not going to be any spoilers or anything in this video. I'm just going to give you my review. The link will be in the description if you want to check it out after the video. First off, I did this escape room with 2 other people. I felt 3 or 4 people was actually probably the perfect amount of people to do it with. Better yet, if you know anyone that is in the medical field, I would definitely bring those people along to do it with you. Luckily, the 2 people I went with were in the medical field, and I actually felt like that helped. Their background in that field, actually I feel like it helped us do the escape room. Going into it, I actually didn't know it was like hospital themed. The theme of this escape room is that you're in a hospital building, so the puzzles are kind of revolving around hospital equipment and biology and science stuff I don't know anything about, to be honest. So it helped having brought people that were in that field, because they seemed to do the puzzles a lot better than I did. There were definitely a couple puzzles where it was just like it had to deal with blood, anatomy, and I said, you know what, I don't even want to look at this stuff. I'm a numbers guy. So if I were you, I'd go with 3 or 4 people. 4 people if you guys are kind of idiots and don't know anything about biology like myself. Otherwise, if you are good at escape rooms, maybe 3. One of the first things I actually want to highlight about this escape room is actually the introduction video that you watch before you even get into the escape room. Kind of tells you the background and puts you in the scenario and what you're trying to solve for. One of the first things I actually want to highlight about this escape room is actually the introduction video you watch before you actually get in the room. The video that pretty much gives you the background of the room and tells you kind of why you're in there and what you're trying to accomplish. It was weirdly very good production. It seemed like it was almost like a full-length movie. It wasn't that long, but it seemed production-wise, the camera angles, the costume sets were really good. Leonardo DiCaprio did amazing. He's probably going to win an Oscar and a couple Grammys for this one. The ambiance for Headcase weren't amazing. It's not going to knock your socks off or anything like that, but it was decent. There was definitely parts to it that I thought were good. The main room that you're in, I thought they did a good job on, but there was a couple other things that were about which I just felt were a little off and didn't fit the same vibe as the rest of the place. So nothing to write home about, but it was decent. I know a lot of people, when doing escape rooms or looking to do an escape room, they want to know how the puzzles are. That's a big part, solving puzzles for escape rooms. The puzzles at Headcase, they weren't anything crazy. It was you're solving a number combination for a key to open up the door. I know a lot of other escape rooms that are well known, they get a little more creative with their keys and locks. This one, 8 out of 10 of the locks, you're looking for a key or a number combination, nothing crazy. In terms of the difficulty of the puzzles, I might be a little biased here because, again, the people I went with for this escape room had a medical background, and all the puzzles were themed around that kind of stuff. So there were definitely some puzzles where I just said, you know what, I'm not going to do this, I'm going to let you guys do it, and they seemed to be a-okay with that. They seemed to be able to hop on it a lot faster than I was able to. If you're an experienced escape room person, a veteran, been through the trenches, this may have been a little too easy for you. I'm not crazy experienced, but I've done a good amount. So it was somewhat difficult for me, but I could definitely see if you were a pro, you might just fly by these puzzles. So 3 or 4 people, again, is probably the perfect amount because there wasn't too many puzzles to do. There wasn't too few puzzles. Like for the amount of people that we were with, for 3 people, it was probably perfect. One of the last things I want to highlight about this room, which would probably be one of the main reasons why I would actually recommend it to anyone, is that there is a slight horror theme to the room. If you look at the room on their website, it is self-classified as dark adventure, but I do feel like it very much dips into what you would think is a horror room. I knew going into this room that it wasn't a crazy escape room. It wasn't like a Project Minotaur or anything like that. But with such a great introduction video and the main room's kind of ambiance, it definitely has this lingering ominous feeling as if at any point someone is going to jump out or come around the corner and you're all supposed to run and hide or something like that. I did get that feeling actually a lot, and that feeling of fear is only heightened at certain points in the room. And if you ever do the room, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. But there's certain points where it's like, it feels like someone is around this corner and I need to get the hell out of here or something. So if you are trying to get your feet wet into maybe the horror genre of escape rooms, I would definitely recommend this one as a starter room. It's something crazy, but it's a good starter room. Like if you were debating on, you're like, I don't know if I can handle it, of doing puzzles and getting scared at the same time, this is a good starter room. So that would be the main person I'd recommend this to, if anyone's curious about it. Again, this room is not trying to be scary and make you shit your pants in fear, even though it did have that effect on me. But that's just something I do when there's a puzzle I really just don't feel like doing. There's nothing that's going to give your friends more motivation if you go in the corner and say you're going to turn this place into a shithole. They will solve that puzzle much faster. So in conclusion, I give this room a 6.2. It's above average. Again, the main demographic I'd recommend this to people is if you're looking for a horror room that you want to try out. It's dark adventure, but I do think it has some horror elements into it for sure. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Stay tuned for the next one to see if my friends still end up wanting to do escape rooms with me.